Coming up on this week's Collegian Report, an international student is a social media star. Learn about his journey to fame.
And many students are the first in their family to go to college. We look at the support they get from SDSU.
Plus, the skies lit up earlier this week. Find out the science behind the northern lights. The Collegian Report starts now. Welcome back to the Collegian Report. I'm Annie Witt.
And I'm Ella Stiefvater. Welcoming, kind, and super fun. These are the words that SDSU student Pacindu Pereira uses to describe South Dakota. Pereira documents his experiences as an international student living in Brookings on TikTok. And so far, he has over 2,000 followers. Collegian Media's Claire Booth sat down with Pereira earlier this week to learn more about the person behind the screen.
Hi, I'm Claire Booth, and today I'm here with Pacindu Pereira, and we're talking about his story here at SDSU and his rise to TikTok stardom. Now, with your daily vlogs here at SDSU on TikTok that have been blowing up, what made you want to create these?
So initially, it's a blessing to come to the US and have an education. So I'm here for 4 years for my undergraduate degree, and it's gonna go really fast. So I just wanted to keep a digital diary for myself. Initially, I didn't even tell my parents about it. I just wanted to keep the memories. I didn't expect it to blow up and stuff, but that was the main reason. But after creating TikToks, I have been invited to the athletics. I had the opportunity to go in the field and see everything. So it has opened up many doors.
Now, since you've been doing it, a lot of companies and places in Brookings have been reaching out to you. What event or sponsorships has meant the most to you since you've been on this TikTok journey?
I think Cubbies was one of the major videos that I did. After doing the Cubbies video, I was invited to be on the big screen at the game as well. So that was a big one. And yeah, a lot of major restaurants are the ones that invite me. I have an upcoming one with George's Pizza as well. So
that would be really fun. What has been your favorite one so far overall?
Favorite would be I had the opportunity to go to the farmhouse fraternity. It was a special thing, going and seeing what a fraternity would look like. So that one is pretty interesting.
How has TikTok changed your student experience here?
I think it has helped me familiarize with the culture. Being an international student, it's really scary to come to a country that's thousands of miles away. But after creating TikToks, people have offered so much help. Even when I post videos saying that it's really cold, people are giving tips that you should buy these kind of puffer jackets, you should buy snow shoes and stuff like that. So yeah, that guidance has really helped me adjust.
Now, since we just had our first snow in South Dakota, you posted a video saying that you really loved it.
Yeah.
But what was it like for you personally to see it for the first time?
I would describe it as magical. For me, winter was something that I have only seen in movies and stuff. So actually feeling the snow in my hands was pretty amazing. After creating the video, I immediately took a call to my parents and showed it as well. They were amazed as well. It's really hard to explain. We need to take the first-hand experience in it. Yeah, coming from a tropical country and seeing snow is really different.
Now, if you could describe South Dakota in 3 words, what would it be?
Welcoming, kind, and super fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I would just definitely agree with you with that. Well, Pacindu, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I enjoyed being able to sit down and talk to you. Back to you guys in the studio.
You can see the extended version of that interview on our YouTube right now at SDSU Collegian Media.
The university celebrated first-generation students on Wednesday. The Wintrode Center and TRIO programs hosted the event in the Student Union. About 30% of SDSU students are first generation, which means their parents or guardians don't have a bachelor's degree. There was a proclamation on behalf of Brookings Mayor Ope Niemeyer. Freshman Maya Davidson is a first-gen student who's involved with TRIO. She said the day is special.
It's a sense of an accomplishment having this day on campus to show recognition that it is important, and it's hard being a first generation student, but just to know we have the support is awesome.
If you want to learn more about what the Wintrode Student Success Center and TRIO can offer, you can visit their pages on sdstate.edu.
A dazzling light show was visible in the night skies on Tuesday and Wednesday. The northern lights made a rare appearance in the sky north of Brookings due to a solar storm. The lights were last visible in May of 2024. Physics lecturer Judy Vondruska says the event varied slightly from last year's.
The one thing I noticed that was a little bit different, this seemed a little bit more static. The one that we had in 2024, you noticed a lot more movement of the light. And that's just the nature of the way the storm hit.
If you want to know when and where you can see the northern lights again, you can visit the Space Weather Prediction Center's website at swpc.noaa.gov.
This week, I got the chance to tour Larson Commons while it's under renovation. The dining hall has been closed since this summer. Larson Dining at Yeager has been the temporary dining hall while renovations are underway. The project should be finished next fall before students come back to campus. You can get an inside look at the new space on next week's Collegian Report.
Coming up, we'll show you how FFA students are learning leadership skills at the Jackrabbit Invite.
And the women's basketball team is off to a strong start. We'll have highlights from the Murray State game.
Plus, we'll go with 2 collegiate media students behind the scenes at a Minnesota Vikings game.
Collegian Radio on KSDJ is SDSU's student-run radio station. For over 30 years, the radio has been on air to broadcast music and news for students, faculty, and staff. You can listen to Collegian Radio on KSDJ by tuning into 90.7 in your car or listening online at sdsucollegian.com.
The Collegian is SDSU's student-run newspaper. For 140 years, the Collegian has provided students, faculty, and staff with everything they need to know. You can pick up an issue on Wednesdays at locations all around Brookings or view it online at sdsucollegian.com.
Welcome back. I'm LSD Fodder with your Jackrabbit Ag Report. Close to 500 students and 40 FFA chapters from across the state came to the Jackrabbit Invite last Thursday. The event gives students a chance to practice leadership skills and get feedback before their district competitions begin. Elizabeth Sattler, Collegiate FFA Ag Ed Club President, says students use this to help them prepare for future competitions.
This is a practice competition for them, so it's a very valuable experience for them to be able to do that before they compete for state qualifying at districts.
The event is put on by the Collegiate FFA Agriculture Education Club. SDSU students also help coordinate the leadership development events. Some examples of events include parliamentary procedure, extemporaneous speaking, and ag broadcasting. Students will now move on to their district competitions.
It might be one of the last nice weekends weather-wise. We have Kyla Anvik with weather.
Thanks, Annie. Yeah, it's looking pretty good overall. Friday will be a really nice day, lots of sunshine, and a high around 64 degrees. You'll definitely notice a breeze with south winds around 10 to 15 miles an hour and a few gusts that could hit 25. Friday night, it will be mostly cloudy with the lows around 42. Winds will switch from the south to northwest and could feel a few gusts up to 20 miles an hour. Now for Saturday, if you're heading out to the football game or basketball game, the weather is looking good. We'll see mostly sunny skies and cooler high near 54 degrees. Saturday night gets colder with partly cloudy and dropping to around 28. Sunday, we will wrap up the weekend with more sunshine, but it's going to feel crisp. Highs around 47 degrees. Sunday night stays cool with lows near 27. A beautiful start Friday, cool down for the weekend, and plenty of sunshine. Perfect fall weekend to get outdoors. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kyla.
Well, it's really exciting that we now have basketball back on campus.
Yeah, both teams played this week and had some pretty close, fun games. The SDSU women's basketball team got its third straight win to open the season on Tuesday. The Jacks got a dominant 91-60 point win over Murray State. Brooklyn Meyer had a strong performance with 24 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, and 5 blocks. Myers is now averaging over 26 points per game. One of her 4 assists was to Madison Mathewitz, who splashed one of her 2 threes on the night. Senior Ellie Kolbeck also had a good night, with a season-high 12 points with 3 made threes. The Jacks as a team had a good night shooting, hitting over 57% of their shots from the floor and just over 36% of their shots behind the arc. The Jackrabbits will now travel to Rapid City on Saturday to take on the Montana Grizzlies. Tip-off is scheduled for 7 p.m. On Wednesday, SDSU basketball took on Oregon in a game that was closer than the box score would show. The Jacks would lose 69-83, but most of that game was actually pretty close. SDSU actually had the lead early in the first quarter before the Ducks took it back. Luke Hurdle and Joe Seiler would lead the Jacks in points with 14 apiece. On Monday, the Jacks have an opportunity to get over the 500 hump as they look to go 3-2 with a win over Peru State from Nebraska. The Bobcats are 4-3 this season. The game will be played at First Bank & Trust Arena at 7 p.m. on Monday. SDSU football is now ranked 16th in the country following the team's first 3-game losing streak since 2013. The third loss came last Saturday, where SDSU was defeated 24-17 by the USD Coyotes. The Jacks were able to get on the board first following a Jack Smith touchdown on the very first play of the game, but scoreless second half eventually led to their downfall. Quarterback Jack Henry made his first start of the season because of injuries to both Chase Mason and Luke Marble. He threw for 139 yards, completing 13 of 24 passes. 7-3 Illinois State will be traveling to Brookings to play the Jacks in the final home game of the regular season at 2 p.m. on Saturday. The 21-3 Jackrabbit volleyball team won its 15th game in a row yesterday with a win over the Kansas City Roos. SDSU swept the game, winning 3-0. Each set was won by at least 5 points. Sylvie Gunts led the team with 18 kills. Madison Burr and Hannah Klein each totaled 8. For reference, the highest number of kills by a Roo yesterday was 7 by Mia Weaver. SDSU has already claimed the Summit League regular season title. On Tuesday, they'll get to see if they can sweep the Summit League slate as they play North Dakota. The Jacks are currently 15-0 in conference play, and the Tuesday match will mean just a little bit more for some players as it's also senior day. First serve is set for 7 p.m. at First Bank & Trust Arena. SDSU's women's soccer team has won its 3rd Summit League title in a row following their 2-0 win over Oral Roberts last Friday. Ellie Gussman was responsible for the Jacks' first goal of the game. Adriana Agbayani delivered the second. Now, SDSU travels to Iowa City to face the Iowa Hawkeyes in the first round of the NCAA tournament. The Hawkeyes are 11-4 on the season and are also making their 3rd straight NCAA tournament appearance. SDSU will look to improve upon a 1-7-1 record in tournament play with a win over the Hawkeyes today at 5 p.m. You can read our coverage of the game at sdsucollegian.com. So 1-7-1 in tournament play obviously isn't the figure that they would like to have, but today they have a really good opportunity to improve that record.
Yeah, it's going to be something to watch for sure.
Thanks, Jacob. 2 collegiate media students got an inside look at how a live NFL game is produced. We talk with Emily Attrell and Andrew Levno about their experience.
Looking to stay up to date on news around campus? Collegian Media is SDSU's student-run newspaper, radio station, and newscast. From writing to anchoring, taking photos and videos, or selling advertising, Collegian Media gives students in any major the opportunity to get involved. To learn more or to see what's happening on campus, you can visit sdsucollegian.com.
Welcome back. We traded blue for purple. We have Andrew and Emily to talk about it. So how did this come about?
Yeah, so last spring when we went to the Midwest Journalism Conference, we were able to visit the TCO Performance Center in Minneapolis, and we met up with Paige Yeager. She is a technical specialist for the Vikings Entertainment Network. We got in touch with her, and we've continued to talk with her, and she was able to get us into shadow for the day. So
awesome.
So walk us through your day. What did it look like when you got there and got started?
Yeah, so we first got our credentials, which was pretty fun and really seamless. They did a great job of taking care of us. Everything was super set up as soon as we got there. And then we were given an elevator ride up after we met with the other people that were shadowing with us that day. Got an elevator ride up to the top, got to see kind of like the VIP areas a bit is what they kind of called it. It was really cool, and we got to see all the different people working, audio, video, everyone working in the broadcast side of it. It was really a special experience.
Emily, what was your favorite part of the day?
I would say just seeing everything on such a large scale. I've worked in sports broadcast a little bit, but nothing to the scale that they do everything.
And Andrew, how about you? What was your favorite part?
I think my favorite part would be experience the Vikings and that kind of a lens. been a Vikings fan my whole life, and to see it through the broadcast side, now that I kind of know what I want to do with my career in life, it was a very, very awesome experience.
Well, that sounds like an incredible experience. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Of course.
Seriously, an experience of a lifetime. Thank you again.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all for the Collegian Report this week.
You can stay up to date with the latest news at the SDSUcollegian.com website or on social media at SDSU Collegian Media.
Thanks for watching.